Student, in the previous class, we discussed about the concept of potential difference, electric potential, calculation of electric potential at a point due to a charge, and the electric potential at a point due to multiple charges. Today, we start with the calculation of electric potential due to a dipole, for which we consider an electric dipole consisting of two charge minus q and plus q separated by a distance twice a. We want to determine electric potential at the point P, which is at a distance r from the midpoint O of the dipole. To determine the electric potential at point P, we have to calculate the electric potential at point B due to individual charge plus q and minus q. Then we have to take the algebraical summation of these two electric potential, as electric potential is a scalar quantity. To determine the electric potential at P due to plus q and minus q charge, we have to know the distance PA and PB. To determine the distance PA and PB, we draw the perpendicular from the point A on R as AQ, and similarly here we draw a perpendicular from the point B on extended R, which is BS. Okay, therefore PA is equivalent to QP and PB is equivalent to PS. Okay, so therefore what is the value of PA? So PA means QP. So QP means OP minus OQ. So OP is R. What is the value of OQ? Now from this right angle triangle, OQ is A cos theta. So therefore PA equal QP equal R minus A cos theta. Okay, similarly PB equal SP equal, what is the value of SP? OP plus OS. OP is R. What is the value of OS? Similarly, from this right angle triangle, OS is A cos theta. So therefore distance is R plus A cos theta. So therefore net potential due to dipole at the point P is given by Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R minus A cos theta. This is the potential due to plus Q charge minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R plus A cos theta. This is the potential due to minus Q charge. Now from this Q by 4 pi epsilon naught is common, and then the LCM becomes R square minus A square cos square theta. So therefore here R plus A cos theta, then minus, and here R minus A cos theta, and this minus becomes plus. So R cancel. A cos theta plus A cos theta is therefore Q into 2A cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught R square minus A square cos square theta. Now from our previous concept, Q into 2A, charge into separation distance, is known as the dipole moment. So in place of this Q into 2A, we can write P, therefore P cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught R square minus A square cos square theta. So this is the general expression for electric potential at a arbitrary point P, which is situated at a distance R from the midpoint of the dipole. So here one thing you have to remember, what is theta actually? Theta is the angle between dipole moment and the R. Dipole moment and R. So now here will be a special case. What special case? If the point P lie on the axial line, either here or left of the negative charge. So for here the point on the axial line, theta becomes 0 degree, but for here the point on the axial line, the theta becomes 180 degree. That's why both the possibilities written over here. When the point P on the axial line, then theta equal either 0 or 180 degree. So that's why V equal plus minus. Plus for 0, minus for 180, and here P only 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus a square. Okay, so this is the expression whenever the observation point lie on the axial line. After that, if we consider the dipole is very short, short means r is very greater than a. So therefore with respect to r, we can neglect a square. So therefore expression becomes plus minus p by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Now another special case, if the point P exactly lie on the equatorial line, means this is the equatorial line, then what is the value of theta? Then theta becomes 90 degree. And by putting the value of theta 90 degree in the expression of potential, here cos 90 0, that's why potential is also 0. So therefore on the equatorial line at any point due to dipole, always you have to remember the electric potential is 0. After that, we determine the relationship between electric field and potential. This is also very important for your exam purpose. So how can you determine the relation? To determine the relation between electric field and potential, we consider a charge plus Q located at O. As it is plus charge, the electric field is outward directed. On that electric field, we consider 2 points A and B. A having a potential V, B having a potential V plus dV. So therefore, potential difference between A and B is dV. And what is the separation distance? That is dr. Now, due to this electric field and electric force acting on the charge which is directed along the direction of electric field. But again, against that force, if you want to transfer a charge Q0 from A to B, we have to apply an external force in the opposite direction of the direction of electric field. That's why external force required to move a charge Q0 from A to B, F equal minus Q0 E. Okay, so under this force, to give a displacement from A to B, the work done is dW. What is the definition? Force into displacement, F into dr is equal, the value of F is minus Q0 E dr. Okay, now dW by Q0 equal minus E dr. What is this? This is the work done to move the charge Q0 from A to B, which represent the potential difference between the point A and B, which is dV. So dV equal minus E dr or E equal minus dV by dr. So this is the relationship among electric field and electric potential. This quantity dV by dr have a special name. What do you mean by that? This is called the potential gradient. What do you mean by that? The variation of potential with respect to distance is called the potential gradient. Therefore, by statement we can say the relation as electric field is equal to the negative of potential gradient. The negative of potential gradient. Okay. Next, we know about the potential energy of a two-charged system. What is the concept to determine the potential energy? Concept is that in a particular space, we have to determine the amount of work done to place the two charge at particular position. So initially, whenever you bring the charge Q1 in a particular position, there will be no electric potential. That's why to bring the charge Q1, the work done will be 0. But when we bring the second charge Q2 to B, so there will be some amount of work done. Why? Because the point B situated on the electric field of previous charge Q1. So that's why the potential at B, which is at a distance R due to Q1, becomes V equal Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So under this potential, the charge Q2 comes at the point B. So therefore work done from the definition, W2 equal charge into potential Q2 into V. By putting the value of V over here, we determine the work done Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Therefore total work done to place the two charge Q1 and Q2 at A and B is the potential of this two charge system. So therefore V equal W1 plus W2, which is equal 0 plus, because W1 is 0 and W2 is Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So therefore potential expression, potential energy expression of a two charged system V equal Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Okay, this V here not the potential, this is the potential energy, remember. Next, the potential energy of a three charged system. So what is the concept to determine the potential energy? Okay, the concept is that here also we have to determine the total work done to place the three charges at particular place. Okay, similar way, whenever we bring the first charge Q1, the work done is 0, because as there is no electric potential. But whenever we bring the charge Q2, then there will be some amount of work done. Why? Because Q2 situated on the potential created by the charge Q1. So due to Q1, what is the potential here? Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12. So therefore work done to bring the charge Q2 from the definition charge into potential. So therefore Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12. Now we bring the third charge Q3. Whenever we bring the third charge Q3 at the point C, there are two electric potential created by Q1 and Q2, and these two potentials are V2 equal Q1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R13 and V3 equal Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R23. Okay, so under these two potential, whenever we bring the charge Q3, then the work done W3 equal Q3 into V2 plus Q3 into V3. Now by putting the value of V2 and V3 here, we get the equations like this. Therefore, total work done to place all the three charges at the position A, B, C is known as the potential energy of the three charged system. And remember, the potential energy naturally denoted by U. So therefore U equal W1 plus W2 plus W3. By putting the value of W1, W2 and W3, we get 0 plus Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12 plus Q1 Q3 by 4 pi epsilon naught R13 plus Q2 Q3 by 4 pi epsilon naught R23. Now in every expression one thing is common, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Within bracket Q1 Q2 by the distance between them plus Q2 Q3 by the distance between them plus Q1 Q3 by the distance between them. So this is the expression for potential energy of a three charged system. Now student, this portion totally is very important for your exam purpose. So up to this is the concept of electric potential. Okay, I will provide you some numerical. Okay, all of you solve that. If you face any problem, you can call over phone. Next step, we start with the concept of capacity.